Scott and Connie both have very good hearts, and they're good people, and they would not call themselves heroes because they're doing what they believe their life ministry is. Inner City mission is a Christian-based mission, and it's for the homeless, mostly mothers and small children, some small families as well. There's a lot of children there. There's a lot of children that are homeless. When they're there, they're enrolled in school, and their school needs are met, they're fed, they have a warm place to stay at night. There's no fighting or screaming or guns or knives, and it's secure for them. Sometimes security is new for some of the children and the adults. If the mission wasn't there, there would be more people on the street, and there would be more burden on the city of Springfield as far as feeding and medical and taking care of these people. I've seen the dedication they put into it, the never-ending hours. They go home to their own home, but you don't just leave all those problems behind that you've dealt with all day, and the tragedies they hear of that most of us are sheltered from.
We just felt like transformation can take place in the darkness, and there's a lot of people that were broken and dark when they come to us. You know, they come at a sad place. A lot of them have hit rock bottom, and we knew that it's only going to go up for them, you know, if they're willing. So it's actually a very rewarding job. There's one lady, and her name's Lou. She was a person who inherited $250,000, and she blew through it in about 4 years as a crack cocaine addict. She finally had burnt every bridge, and she came to Inner City Mission without a place to stay. Her daughter brought her and said, you know, she couldn't take her mom's chaos anymore. So my husband, Scott, went through all of the requirements. Basically, it is a safe environment, so he went through some of the basic rules of, you know, and the chore list and the, you know, meals and things like that, things that would be required of her, which was all fine. It all seemed like it went real well until he got to the curfew. Her mouth dropped open. She thought it was the worst thing she'd ever heard, and so she stomped out of the mission and went down to the end of the sidewalk, and she said there was a fork in the road there. She goes, I could go right and I could go left. And she decided at that point in her mind that every decision I've ever made up to this point has been wrong. And she said, maybe I need to listen to him. So she turned around and came back, knocked on the front door, and said, if you still have a room, I'd like to come in. And her transformation took a long time, but hers was night and day. Over the course of about 6 months, she truly transformed her life to the point where she became a spokesman and gave her testimony to thousands of high schoolers. She ended up raising her last daughter, and she passed away in her sleep of a grand mal seizure from the drug abuse, but she had about a few years of just really, you know, living a good life and giving a lot of testimony. So she's always someone that we always remember as a success story, and kind of paved the way for a few others that have come along the way following in her same footsteps. When
I started 19 years ago, we had 12 rooms and we always had a room open. Now we have 15 rooms, and every day we're having to say, I'm sorry, but we just don't have any more room. So the problem with homelessness is increasing. As we started to see these different types of homeless and the confusion that was made as people talked about homeless, we really decided we needed to be able to define this better and then come down to what is the root cause of each type of homeless. And that's one of the things I appreciate so much about the Red Cross, because you all help in such a wonderful way. People, when they go through this crisis of losing a house or because of tornado or fire or whatever, you come alongside and give them support and help them in that time of emergency. And that's so important, as then Inner City and other agencies, if they're not able to stabilize, once you give them that support, then we can come alongside and find out what other needs there are. There's probably nothing more exciting than when we see someone get it, someone come to an understanding and realize that they had value and worth, and they didn't have to live off of the realities of how they had been defined or who they were told they were as a child or before coming to the mission. We are blessed by literally hundreds of people in this community and around Central Illinois who support us to allow us to be able to see the chaos be calmed and the sadness turn into joy and the smile on a child's face for the first time. So If that's what a hero's about, then that's wonderful. But I'll tell you what, none of us can do it alone. We need to work together, and we need to help each other as we strive to touch the lives of those who haven't had the blessings we've known.